Good morning, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scorbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's a noisy morning by the road because it rains. It's always more noisy when it rains. But I wanted to share this with you. Yes, the daffodils are coming up, and we actually have one that is ballooned. Hello, little daffodil. All right, guys, so what's going on besides the rain? So today is Friday, March 25th, and the moon is in Capricorn all day, moved into Capricorn yesterday. And we started the day with a last quarter crisis in consciousness square of the sun and the moon. The sun, of course, being in Aries wanting to get things done. And the moon in Capricorn saying, hold on, folks, you got to go. There are certain procedures that you have to do. Capricorn moons are serious moons, and they do like to go to a certain extent by the rules because they do appreciate the fact that there are rules. Because for the most part, the rules have worked. Of course, we're in a process now for many years where all those rules are getting reviewed. The structure of our lives, the structure of our consciousness, the structure of our governments, our democracies, the way we do things, all of that up for review with Pluto moving through Capricorn. We have a whole another about year, a little bit more of Pluto moving through Capricorn, but we're getting to the end of that. And we have changed. I mean, think of who you were in 2008 and your situation and your understanding and society and what was going on. And now, 2022, how different things are. We have a little chickadee. I don't know if you can see him in the bush there around the disco ball. The chickadees are the state bird of Massachusetts, and they're very friendly and not really afraid of people. In fact, you can usually get them to eat out of your hand if if they get used to you. But it's one of the easier birds to do that with. So let's just look at the tree, and we had some rain. We're still raining, actually, and so all this moss is really growing like crazy. I know you guys like to see the moss. But you can see that the yard's greening up, and that's always fun. The daffodils are up. Those little irises came up the other day. It's starting to rain a little bit harder. Let's look over here and see if anything else has come up. So this last quarter square crisis in consciousness square is part of the synodic cycle that began with that new moon in Pisces, which really wasn't that long ago, but seems like it was a really long time ago. And I think in part, and I'm going to get under the eave here because it's starting to rain harder. I think in part, it's because we've been so focused on what's been going on in the Ukraine, and even though it's been a month, it seems like years, and I can't imagine what it feels like for those poor people stuck in places like Mariupol with little food, little water, if any, stuck in basements and not being allowed to evacuate the city. So it's pretty sobering. There's been a lot of sobering stuff, and I think that people are really starting to get how none of this works anymore, because on some level it's become very personal. But this is part of that sort of last quarter square energy of what works and what doesn't work. What do we want our society to look like? And what do we need to change? How do we need to assert ourselves? And also, how do we need to cooperate with others? It's not just about getting your own way or roiling against authority. That roiling against authority is based on the understanding that the rules that authority go by no longer work. No longer work. And I think that's pretty obvious. And I think it's been obvious for some of us for most of our lives. But, now it's sort of like, it's almost like the rest of the world is waking up to it. And, waking up is hard to do. The alarm clock, sometimes you'd rather just sleep in your dream, right? And the alarm clock comes along and unsummarily, shakes you from your slumber. But once we're awake, it may, it's disorienting, and we look around, we're like, holy crap, what just happened? But, we look around, we see what we can do. It's very easy to get overwhelmed, but what can you do? And then just apply yourself to that. We also have a lovely trine between Uranus and the moon in Capricorn today, and that helps to sort of loosen things up a bit, help us to be open to different ideas, more progressive ideas, in some cases more technologically progressive ideas as well. So we're growing, guys. We're growing, and there are some growing pains going on. But as I said, we will continue. Oh, did you see that little bird? I thought that was a wren. Hello, little wren. Let's see if I can turn around and show you the wren. That bird that just passed was a wren. I wanted to focus on him, but he was not interested, or she was not interested in getting focused upon. But she is interested, or they generally do come in when when they want you to see them, because they can be very cagey. They can disappear when they don't want you wanting to see them, and they're right there, and they make their presence known. And wrens have a beautiful song, very loud for a little bird. They make a lot of noise, and wren really symbolically is having your voice heard. So little wren says to us, have your voice heard. Have your voice heard. Have yourself a great day, guys. Like, subscribe. For those of you who haven't seen it, I'm doing a new class, a new astrology class. It's starting Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. It's going to be a 6-week class, consecutive Mondays. That's 7 to 9 Eastern. The class does get recorded, so if you can't actually be in the class and you want to be part of it or part of some of it, I do send out the recordings after each class. So there's a full sort of, let's see, how many hours would that be? 2 hours, 12 hours, a full 12 hours of information that you would get after every, 2 hours after every class. So if you can't attend, but you want to learn, you could do that as well. And that's starting this Monday. And you can purchase that on my website, theseedsoftransformation.com. Go to the events page, because that's where it's listed. And it'll take you right to where you can purchase it. And join us this coming Monday. All right, guys. Take care. Much love. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.